They say that anywhere from 90 to 95% of our mind is subconscious. That means that our thoughts, our actions, our beliefs, our habits, our routines are all kind of just happening for us. It's not things that we're actively choosing. They're just going on behind the scenes, and they are operating from a place of very little awareness. The good news is that we can program our subconscious mind. The bad news is that if we don't actively participate in programming our subconscious mind is going to be programmed for us. Whether it's by society, by social media, by the news, by family, by culture. If we're not choosing what's going on in here, it's being chosen for us. Welcome to my first episode of Mindset Monday. I have decided to spice things up a little bit. Every Monday, I'm going to be giving you actionable tips, tricks, hacks, and a wealth of knowledge about how to program your mind, how to manage your mindset, how to really take hold of what's going on in here. We have that power. If we want to create a life that looks good on the outside, but more importantly, feels good on the inside, the first thing we need to do is to manage what goes on in our mind. Shitty thoughts lead to shitty actions, lead to shitty habits, lead to shitty outcomes, lead to a shitty life. And I don't want you to have a shitty life. I don't want to have a shitty life. We have to really rein it in and take hold of what's going on in our minds. I'm starting this Mindset Monday series with my number one tip to program your subconscious mind. And I know it's going to sound a little weird, so just hear me out and watch the whole thing. My number one tip for programming the subconscious mind: stop watching the news. Stop watching the news. Taking it a step further beyond stop watching the news, I also have over 600 words and phrases muted on Twitter. Despite all of Twitter's shortcomings, especially since Elon Musk took it over, and despite how much the platform has taken a nosedive, it is my preferred platform because you really have the power to curate whatever experience you want there. The muted words and phrases feature is such an amazing feature. I have every news outlet muted. I have every single word that would be tied to a news story muted as well. I also stopped watching most Instagram stories. Unlike Twitter, where I can mute certain words and phrases, I can't mute certain stories. I will be scrolling on Instagram stories and I will see a random news clip that might be something violent or something that has to do with injustice or something that is really upsetting. A lot of the news stories really pull at us emotionally. I know that it might seem heartless or careless to disengage from the news, but it's actually quite the opposite of that. I feel so deeply for the people that have random acts of violence towards them, or to people who are victims of injustice. I care so much. I feel so deeply. Feeling deeply is something that I promote here. I promote people getting in touch with their feelings, getting in touch with their emotions. But then once you get in touch with your feelings and emotions, you have to start to manage them. For me, managing my emotions means that I can't give strangers my feelings. I can't give my empathy to a complete stranger. It doesn't mean that I don't care, but when I start to feel feelings of empathy or feel sad feelings for a stranger and their unfortunate situation, it starts to reprogram my subconscious mind to be fearful, to feel hopeless, to feel helpless. There is nothing that I can do for those people on the news. There is nothing that I can do for those strangers that I don't know and their unfortunate situation. The only thing that comes from my awareness of the news and the news stories and the injustices and the violence and the anger and the hatred is a state of disempowerment for me. It makes me feel disempowered because I want to help these people and there's nothing I can do for them. And I know subconsciously and consciously that there's literally nothing I can do for these people. Giving my empathy to those strangers and giving my feelings and my emotions to those people doesn't change anything except for lower my state of mind. Feeling weak or purposeless or disempowered doesn't do anything for the state of the world. When I engage with things or people that I can actually change, there are a lot of people in my life who come to me for advice. I have clients, I have people that I'm coaching. They need me to feel empowered because if I feel empowered, I can help to empower them, and that is my job. And if I'm feeling disempowered, I can't do my job. And if I can't show up for my clients and I can't show up for my family and my friends and the people that I love, I damn sure can't show up for myself. I'm doing everyone in my circle a disservice by concerning myself with things that I can't control. I can't control anything that goes on in the news. The only thing that paying attention to the news has ever done for me has made me feel weak, disempowered, hopeless, helpless. It does not make me feel good. It programs my subconscious mind to believe that I have no power to change the world, when in reality, I know that I have the power to change the world. I see myself helping to change the world. I am only on here making these videos because I am hoping to change the world. If I woke up this morning and watched an hour of the news, or if I woke up this morning and tuned into social media to see all the horrible things that happened all over the world, I would feel really down. I wouldn't have the energy to show up here to tell you to stop watching the news. We have the power to change the world, but not when it comes to what's going on in the news. We have the power to change our world, the world that directly affects us, and the things that go on the news just don't directly affect me. So my number one tip for programming your subconscious mind is taking a giant step back from watching the news, from reading the news. If you have news updates that come up on your phone, turn them off. You don't need to be in the middle of doing something and get an alert about some injustice that happened or some violent thing that happened. That's not doing anything for us except for disempowering us and pulling us down. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel, to my first episode of Mindset Monday. Again, my name is Jackie and I help people create a life that looks good on the outside. It's a life that you want to post to Instagram, but more importantly, a life that feels good on the inside, a life that has a nice, strong mind to support it. I make new videos multiple times a week, so don't forget to click subscribe, and I will see you soon.